Welcome, dear Yarnchix, to Adventism No1. It is the special vlogmas series that I run on the Yarnchix podcast page, and it is a bit different because I do film or take pictures every day, but I do not share it every day. I try and edit something on the weekend. That is why I changed the name to Adventism, because I thought it would be like 4 films. So every Advent Sunday or every week there is a vlog, and it kind of shares what's been happening in my life, and it shows bits and bobs. This week, what's really special is that Stashvent has started, and you might remember from last year's Adventisms that I made myself a stash calendar. So I went in and I created all these little mini skeins and then knitted the cat and cow, which I'll show you in a minute. But this year I organized it as a swap, so I actually got a little stash sharing calendar, and in that visual intro just then you would have seen me unpack the first parcel of my Stashvent, which I'm super excited. It's this fabric, and I'm more than happy because actually I have a fabric related problem, so I'm gonna start with this right away today, and I will show you in the vlogmas clip, so it'll kind of carry on and I'll show you what I will make from this. I am so excited because there were friends joining in from all over the world, and my parcel actually arrived yesterday, so just on time, for the 1st of December, which is today. And I was so nervous because I chose to send it to Jacqueline all the way in Japan, just because I was a bit nervous to put that on anyone, to kind of really timely send off the parcel, and for it to get there on time from anywhere in the world was going to be a bit like, oh my god, I hope it works. And it did. So mega excited. I'll share some clips and bits and bobs of me creating the Stashvent for Jacqueline and wrapping up. No spoilers, so Jacqueline, you can watch this. I might share spoilers later on, like in the last Advent episode, to show what I put in. I'm super excited because Jacqueline wanted to make scrappy socks, so I went deep dive into my stash because I do not knit so many socks, so I don't have that many scraps of sock yarns. I did actually wind up some bits of full skeins, and I might have like asked a friend to share a little bit, but I'm super stoked. And I think actually, come to think of it, Jacqueline can make maybe 2 pairs of scrappy socks now, but yeah, it's super exciting. And Caitlin is the woman, lovely swappy, that I am super lucky to receive my Stashvent from. And she messaged me saying, I've just recently moved to Berlin. I don't actually have such a huge stash. Is it okay to include fabrics and like haberdashery items and stuff? And I said, yeah, that's fine. So I kind of paired myself with her, knowing that it was gonna be fabric related Stashvent, and I have to explain why. Because I made a mini tiny little quilt for my teddies and my children during Magic 3 Mile, which also happens to end tonight. And I, from that, really want to make a whole big, huge quilt for the family, for our family bed, which I'm kind of perched on right now. But yeah, I want to include fabrics that I've had in my stash for a long time. Some of these fabrics will be connected to projects that I stitched up for my children. Some of the fabrics will have been super generous friends' gifts, because I think when I started quilting, a lot of my knitter and sewing friends were like, oh, I've got these ready squares, I'll send you them. So I've got a whole box, which I will share in one of these episodes, of amazing fabric shares from friends. And it's about time I stitched that big blanket. So it will be combining connections and friendships, fabrics, including the ones that Caitlin is sharing with me now in the stash room. So I'm super stoked to be making a family quilt. Obviously it won't be finished, I can say that. I'm not that delusional. I am delusional when it comes to my crafting and what I expect I can or can't get done in a certain amount of times. More about that in a minute. But I am not as delusional as knowing that I'm just super aware that I won't be able to stitch a whole quilt in time for Christmas for my crew, because I'm hand stitching and I really enjoy that. I might machine quilt in the end, depending on bravery. Anyway, there is a lot of fun to be had with fabrics. So today, on the 1st of Stashvent, I got this really nice deep green. I don't know, the camera's not really showing because I've got lots of lights on and it's almost already dark. So but it's a very dark green and it's got dots, and I'm gonna make some little pouches for my kids' advent calendar because, oh god, I obviously got it out on the 30th last night and realized that somehow between last year and now there's 6 bags missing. Potentially they were already missing last year and I just kind of scavenged and kept, whenever they used, one day had passed, I might have reused that bag and stuff like that. I think that's what happened, because they're all hand stitched and they're all certain fabrics. I think I would be precious with them. I put them all in a bag, so I think I literally only have 18 cotton bags. So I'm gonna craft some small advent calendar bags, 6 from this fabric, or maybe I'll do 3 of this fabric and 3 of the next fabric that Caitlin shares with me. So yeah, that's really good. And I'm gonna cut a square for the family quilt And then I think I'll still have some left over, so thank you so much. That's really, really generous. With this fabric alongside it, I got some sparkly pailletten, what are they called? Sequins? Oh my god, my daughter will love these. So they'll go into our crafting box. And I think I've got some embroidery threads, which are... Oh, I didn't spill the sequins. No, I've just dropped them. A really dark red and a blue, which would be fun because I'm into embroidering and stuff like that. So thank you. I'm excited to see what's in it tomorrow. Okay, that would have been a bit of the Advent scenery around here. Oh my god, it's dark. I just wanted to use the last of the daylight. I can't back. I've had so many plans for today. Anyway, I wanted to just pop back on here to show the quilt how far I've got, because I wanted to use the last bit of daylight to stitch that. So I'm going to film a little bit of my handcrafting, and then I wanted to use some daylight to use this camera to take a photograph of it in daylight. Oh my god. Wish me luck, because it's the 1st of December, so Magic 3 Mile should be wrapping up. I'm very sad about it and also happy about it, because now I get to share some of the gifts, some of my presents, but some of the amazing presents that I have been sent. I've got like a whole box of treats down here already to be delivered to the overall winner. So we will take pictures of flat lays of our 3 items, and then I'm gonna go through them all from the 1st of May till the 1st of December, tomorrow morning or tonight after midnight. I'll create an Excel sheet, which is, I've learned how to do that properly for my Stashvent, which is kind of adding in all the information, who it is, blah, 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 and then I can draw a random number, because it's kind of, everybody will have a number assigned to them because of how they're listed in the Excel sheet. And then I will draw one random number winner, overall winner. And I'm gonna enlist the help of some friends, some of the amazing sponsors, and maybe some other friends, maybe my children, to help me choose category winners. So there will be a winner for tops, bottom, and for the toy. And last but not least this year, which I'm super excited, just stabbed my leg. One of those days. I've got the quilt on my lap with all the pins in, and I've just knocked this pin into my leg. Oh, I'm having one of those days. Yeah, I want to show you another project to finish off the Magic 3-mile chatter and then my quilt. Basically, this year I said the Magic 3 Mending Mountain flat lays. So something you've upcycled, something you fixed, a toy that needed a bit of care, love, and attention, or all of that. Yeah, if you would be stash busting, or if there was a hand-me-down, if you were to make a children's garment using an adult garment that had been kind of worn to shreds, but now you've recycled this fabric, all of these basically qualified for this extra category, which was Magic 3 Mending Mountain. And it would be great if the hashtag was with your flat lay. I think I'm going to use all week to decide that. So you can always go back to your flat lay after you've seen this and add the hashtag to it so that I can definitely find it. I've seen some amazing makes that have actually reused and recycled. They have fixed things up. They the makers in the sets have really used this theme, and I'm super happy it's become part of our make along. It will definitely feature again next year, maybe even as a bigger thing. I've got lots of ideas when it comes to mending right now, and I've got something on my needles for said set. Pardon me. I've got something on my needles for said set winner. And I'm kind of halfway through knitting something, so excuse the needles and the yarn attached. I'm gonna try and do this. This is the very beginning, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've just started the 5th wedge for the Isaura cape, which is a cape designed by Rosa Pomar, which I was super lucky and got to print in issue number 3 of the Yarnchix zine, and I loved knitting this. I think I promised to translate it, so I will still be doing that as I'm re-knitting it, because I wanted to help with a German version. Sometimes there's German makers who might not read English patterns, so it might be a good thing to have that. If Rosa is interested, I'm gonna just translate it and send her it. So I'm super excited. I've got I think about 5 times as much still to do, so this prize will be slow coming. Maybe I'll get to send it out at Christmas. That's kind of my dream, or at least in my Christmas break when I have a little bit more time. Oh my god, I long for it. I will be able to finish this little cape, and yeah, I'm super excited. I'm using all stash. The main color is the leftover this is leftover Muka yarn. This is the industrial colorway in different spins. So one is, I will put the different yarn names down here because I was confused by that. I thought I had the same thing. Turned out I've got the base Elena and the other base, and out of this one I have recently finished the plover cardigan, and at the end of this little vlogmas special, this Adventism, I'm gonna show the little mini plover that I've just knitted for Ginger Bear. I'm so excited for the teddy bear sets that I've created and the little tiny items. Yeah, my little kind of miniature make session using the swatch for the plover carding that I've actually finished for myself maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I love it. I wear it so much. I'm super stoked that I did that, and I'm super chuffed with myself for using the swatch for the teddy bear cardigan. And then I cracked open this one, which was stash from Ribbis, and I'm kind of mixing up all sorts of leftovers of mocha yarn and all sorts of decay weight. A lot of what I've knitted so far is Tulliver yarn, so plant dyed. Super stoked. You will see this project pop up in this vlogmas series for sure. But for now, I wanted to share this. So the front of my tiny mini hand stitch quilt and the back. And now, oh my god, I'm all yellow. Camera. Now what I still have to do is I have to stitch the binding. So I've never done that, so I was too shy to do it on the weekend. I was too nervous and too busy with all the zine dreams, and so I haven't done it. But at least what I've done is I've pinned it all down, so I'm gonna start this now. You can watch me. I'm gonna watch a podcast. I'm gonna do some stitches with the last little bit of daylight, and hopefully I will finish to share my flat lay. You would have noticed, because until I've edited this, 1st of December is long gone when I've edited this and you're watching this, so you would have noticed either a very badly lit last photo post from Magic 3 Mile whilst Magic 3 Mile was still running. You would have noticed that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy me stitching this, and there'll be more kind of vlogmasy kind of stuff coming. So super happy you joined me today, and excuse the bad light. Berlin winter, you know. I'm so chuffed I only worked half a day today, and that was home in daylight, and now poof, time disappeared. I walked the dog, had lunch, tried to tidy up my messy work corner in order to invite you in, failed a little bit, and then realized the light was going, so I'm sat here trying my best. And I hope you are well, and that you are healthy, and that you're excited about maybe the last moments of your Magic 3 Mile right now in time, right now, like in this world, which is happening now, which you will see later. Maybe you're super chuffed that you've completed the set. Maybe you're a bit like, nah, I didn't manage. But never mind. It's always about joining in and making stuff. I kind of feel the surge, the last minute, I want to get things done surge. So I can relate to everyone who's rushing and finishing, and I'm one of you, because I always leave things to the last minute. And for anyone who feels like, oh shoot, I had all this time, I should have managed, don't worry, it was literally all about making, and the prizes thing is just the extra thing, because what we make is the prize. It's so exciting that we've all created stuff that we now have and that we can share with kids, either ours or our relatives or our friends or someone we might not have met yet. Maybe that's our price, that we make these things. So have a really good day and happy crafting. See you later. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. What? In my favorite colors. Oh my word. Thank you, Lika. This is in my favorite colors, and I've never had a bag like this. I've always wanted a bag like this. Lika. Thank you so much. This is so cool. I love it. And then these musicians, obviously they will be on our tree. I'm going to put them up on my advent calendar now. And I'm going to try and get the big light out and take a proper picture to share tomorrow. Oh, thank you so much. It came at a very good time. So today is the 3rd of December. I have unpacked 3 Stashvent treats so far. So I've had fabric and yarn, and I'm going to start the Choose Colour Cowl by Maddie Harvey, knitting the stash yarn that has been shared with me by sweet Jacqueline. I wanted to do that last night, so on the 2nd of December, the first time I received some like yarny good from Jacqueline, but it was almost bedtime, like 9ish by the time I sat down to do it, and it requires provisional cast on. Don't say it out loud, the dread of all knitters. I'm sorry, or let's say the dread of Mimi the knitter. I really don't like it. I definitely can't do it instinctively, so I've got to really sit through it. And to be honest, working in wool shops at the moment, I'm like frazzled in the evenings. You can literally like find a hook in the corner and pop my hood on it, and like I'm just standing there going, ready to sleep. When can I sleep? Like I'm literally, it's the hardest time of year to work in a wool shop. And yes, it's important and everybody's crafting and it's a big trend and everybody's hyped and everybody wants to go and get all their yarns, but it's too much. It's literally, I'm overwhelmed. I'm struggling to keep the energy up, especially because it's becoming slightly confrontational, as the restrictions mean we can only let in a certain amount of people, and it's cold, and some people are really pushing it by staying and taking their time, and then other people outside get annoyed. Anyway, all the details of my crazy work life do not matter because I finished the thing. I was saying to you guys on the first clip as part of this Adventism that I'm going to push through and you'll see a daylight photograph. 1 hour later, the day was daylight had already dwindled, so there was no way I was finishing that day. I finished it that night, however, and I'm so chuffed. This is the teeny tiniest, my head for scale, the tiniest patchwork, and it's all hand stitched, like literally all of it is hand stitched. So I'm so chuffed. Lisa, who is Erica Eccles, she shared tiny teeny squares with me and some middle-sized square, all from her vintage stashed yarns. And she shared an instruction of how to quilt, or how to first stitch the squares together, and she's really been holding my hand throughout the whole process. But I'm super chuffed I finally finished, because I started this in 2018, 2 years later, and now it's done. In order to add some colors and fabrics, I went into my own stash or projects like this blue that I was sewing in that Magic 3 Mile in 2018. And there's this really nice stash that when Ocean was still a very small Etsy shop, and way back when I ordered with her, she used to wrap her the yarn she sent out in this kind of wax fabric, and this is from one of those first orders I placed with Ocean. I really like this dark blue and rice seedy color. I did buy this yellow and this yellow because I'd realized throughout the whole kind of fabric or the squares I had, there wasn't any orangey yellows or vintagey yellows, or not enough for my liking, so I added that. And the back is actually an old jeans skirt that I had, a Zara skirt, which when we had mice, the dreaded mice, they had munched some holes into it. I think they really liked it. It's not really thick jeans, it's really thin, kind of, I think you'd call it chambray, not proper jeans, but in the look jeans. And I had 2 of these skirts throughout kind of early parenthood because I really liked them, but they were slightly too short anyway, so they'd kind of gone to the bottom of the cupboard and had been ignored. And then I picked it up and it was all it had holes in it, and I was like, oh, never mind, I can't even resell it or take it to the flea market or share it with anyone. So I kind of cut it apart and used bits and bobs. I don't know if you can tell, it wasn't big enough, so I had to add some like side seams to make it. And where is it? Yeah, here, like it's actually an unpicked seam to try and make it work, and very random, but yeah, it was fun to recycle. Pardon me. It was fun to recycle that skirt. And I embroidered a star sign on the back, which is the star sign I'm assigned to, the star sign my daughter child, my youngest, is assigned to. And it was when Pinga was born, because Pinga, this is Pinga, my Pinga, she was knitted for my daughter's birthday. And there's a whole zine about how I lost Pinga just before that. It was a bit crazy. Just before that birthday, I lost Pinga and then refound her. I will share a little kind of skip through the zine at the end, alongside all the kind of quilt and toy clothes that I made, because I really got stuck into miniature in the last 2 weeks and haven't really shared that on my podcast or Instagram or anywhere really. So I'm gonna share that as the kind of fade out of this episode. Will be quite a lot of toy made stuff like clothes I've made for toys, because I think within this I Magic 3 Make Along, I also made this fisherman sweater for Myrtle Bear, and the socks for Myrtle Bear, and I made some linen overalls for little Lavande, and I made a plover cardigan in Mocha yarn, like reusing the swatch for my own plover cardigan for Ginger Bear. So there is more clothes for the big bear in the family, which is Lala Peaches. She also got some new clothes, and I'm gonna just film dressing them or arranging the stuff. You'll just see some kind of toy related clothes making, including the quilt that is actually, you know, for them all to be wrapped up in, or, you know, when they're all going to bed, my daughter could cover them up with the quilt. It's gonna be hers at Christmas, so she can choose whatever she wants to do with it. You know, she might want to just put it on the wall like her mum puts stuff on the wall all the time, but she might also just play with it, which I really hope that it'll be like cherished and cared for. Also, this is gonna be in place of the big family quilt I dreamed to stitch up, and yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited, I got it done, I'm so chuffed. And yeah, thank you all for your love for this project on my Instagram post, and thank you Lisa for the support in making it, and thank you for watching today. It was a little bit of a kind of short notice. Oh my god, it's the 1st of Advent, I've got to film my stuff. Startup. So I hope you enjoy the series of Adventisms. There will be 3 more in the run up to Christmas. The 4th one is often kind of filmed over Christmas and then shared afterwards. Depends on how tired I am, because editing has really come on the back burner. I've got a zinist to edit. I'm refilming a new zinist all about mending. So there's 2 zinist films to be filmed. I have made another vlog, so I've recorded all this material for my Patreon page, but I just don't have the time, or I'm too tired to edit at night, which is usually when I sit down and do it. And all these projects need a good amount of time of editing, so wish me luck. Fingers crossed I can like take my shovel to my days and unearth a few more hours. Somehow, I guess I have, if you watch this, because I've managed to edit this one. Yeah, and I hope you have a really good 2nd of Advent coming up in a couple of days. And yeah, I'll be thinking of you lots. Thank you for your support and care, and thank you for reaching out. Feel free to drop into my comments if you have any questions, especially considering my 2 zines. There is a new zine coming to the Etsy shop, the Make Your Own zine, sort of like a meta zine with a crazy mini meta universe zine attached to it. It's so fun. I'm so excited about this one. And I'm currently making the Advent zine, which is an Advent calendar where you receive a zine page each and every day throughout Advent. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you think about my creations. Feel free to comment, feel free to reach out to me via all of the channels and connecting points in the end slide of this episode. Yeah, I think that was it. Sorry, I always kind of go bye and then I go, oh, but this bit and this bit and this bit, and then it just kind of carries on. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. A step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell